Welcome to the Sean Payton Show. I'm Angelina Swords.
And I'm Sean Payton.
Coach, what a Monday Night Football game. I mean, it's everything Monday Night Football is cracked up to be. And to top it off, we are in the playoffs.
Well, I think two things. Number one, anytime you play on Monday night, it's always exciting for the players. And then when you play a meaningful game with both teams in the midst of a playoff run, it becomes that much more meaningful. So the atmosphere was electric. There was certainly a ton of noise there. And fortunately, in the end, we were able to hold on.
Well, let's take a look at that amazing game in this week's recap.
The Saints venture into a building where the Falcons have never lost this season and where their quarterback has ever lost once. They've got a defense that's produced 10 more interceptions than the Saints picked off. They've got steady special teams with a field goal kicker in Matt Bryant, who beat the Saints with an overtime field goal in the first meeting. That's the 5th time in this series that overtime was needed to decide the outcome. It'll be a major surprise if tonight's game is incomparably contentious. So both offenses continue to struggle as both defenses have certainly come to play here tonight. It's been the punters who've been the most active. So on comes Garrett Hartley to line up a 52-yard field goal. This would be his career long right hash mark. Kick on the way, plenty of leg, and it is good. Garrett Hartley with his 8th in a row. Here's Pierre Thomas. He's got running room inside the 10. Fights his way down to the 2-yard line. Saints up there quickly on 1st and goal from the 2. And Pierre Thomas straight ahead. A 2-yard touchdown run. And the Saints add to their lead. Here's Ryan. Short set. Fits it in. Touchdown White. Falcons, their first score of the night. Michael Turner, the big battering ram, gets the call again. Right side again. Saints sniffing again and may have gotten the ball away from him. They strip the football from Turner on 2nd and goal from the 1 and recover. Breeze, play action, in trouble. Flips it forward. It's going to be intercepted. Taken back to the 10. 5. Touchdown. Touchdown. Chauncey Davis. From the Falcon 30. And here's another pass that's tipped up into the air and intercepted by John Abraham. Thrown on the run underneath. Pierre Thomas out of a tackle at the 20. Inside the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. The ball rests at the 6-yard line of the Falcons. 3rd and 3. Saints trailing by 4, 14-10. Now Bush comes out of the backfield. He's to the left as well. Here's the shot to Grant. Juggling reception. Touchdown. Jimmy Grant gets inside the defender for the score. A 6-yard touchdown strike. And so this series, which has had so many nail-biting finishes, set up for another in a titanic defensive battle. And it'll bring up 3rd and officially 1. They convert this one, and you can rev up the bus, and we can go home. Here's Pierre Thomas up over. He's got the first down. Yep. Pierre Thomas goes airborne and comes down with the ball in his hands. A first down and a Saints victory in his grasp.
And the Falcons have no timeouts.
Well, the Falcons may be contenders, but the Saints still hold the belt until someone can take it away from them.
Before we get on to Tampa Bay, we have a chance to look back in our win versus the Atlanta Falcons, and there's definitely a handful of plays that were key plays in that game. We picked 2 of them out. The first is the goal line sequence our defense comes up with. On 2nd down, we get the fumble from Michael Turner. You might go 2 seasons before he fumbles again. Marvin Mitchell comes up with a big play, and defensively we get off the field, allowing no points. So we're going to look first at the goal line sequence. Atlanta's got the ball, and you'll see Michael Turner take the ball, follow his fullback. As always with goal line offense or goal line defense, it's being able to come off the ball with great pad level, and especially on the road when the noise hinders you offensively, but can help you as it gets quiet for the Atlanta Falcon offense. So Our guys do a great job up front. We're going to point out a few efforts here. First off, Cedric Ellis at the point of attack, who's lined up right here. Jimmy Wilkerson playing over the tackle. You'll see Jeff Charleston here. And the guy that recovers the fumble here is Marvin Mitchell, number 50. So real good push inside. Remy Adele, Anthony Hargrove. It's all about pad level. It's all about push. It's all about get off. And as low as you can get, the better off you're going to be. The second play we're going to look at is at the very end of our last drive in the fourth quarter to take the lead. And it happens to be a third down call. Jimmy Graham is the tight end. Normally, you would see the tight end line up in one of these inside positions. So we're going to take the tight end and kind of isolate him by himself. And then over here to the left, you're going to see wide receiver Marcus Colston, wide receiver Robert Meacham, wide receiver Lance Moore. So 3 receivers over here, and then just the 1 tight end over to our right. He's going to run a bullet here, and Drew's going to evaluate that window. So let's watch as the motion goes. And again, let's keep our eye on one person here, this weak side linebacker. If he moves strong, Drew's going to see that window and take Jimmy Graham. If he feels like he relates, he'll come back over to his receivers. So we'll send the motion. We'll watch it from the wide copy. Here goes Weatherspoon. You'll see him adjust over to the hash. That's all we needed. So those 2 steps he takes gives Drew the window of opportunity and gives Jimmy Graham an opportunity. Jimmy does a great job with this route. There's really one quick step, and you're going to see him knife in front of the safety. There's the window. So it's real small. So here's our key. And then when Reggie Bush travels in motion, you're going to see this simple adjustment take place where he centers himself over the center. Once that happens, we've got a nice big window here for the slant. But you watch how quickly this window closes. But there's the motion adjustment, and late he moves over. And that's how tight the throw is. Great location by Drew, great route by Graham, and we get a chance to score here. This was big coming off a long drive, and it gave us the go-ahead lead. So clearly those were 2 big plays in this game. There were a number of other big plays against a real good opponent.
Coming up, tight end Dave Thomas relishes his role as a mentor to rookie Jimmy Graham.
I like to think of him like a little brother. You know, we kind of pick on him some, but it's all with love.
The Sean Payton Show is brought to you by Crystal Clear Imaging, Sign Solution Specialists. Hollywood Trucks, the #1 choice for entertainment.
I'm ready to be emancipated. I want to do it.
A miracle in Miami has happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl. Get ready to party with the Lombardi, New Orleans.
Very first World Championship ring for the New Orleans Saints.
Lights will guide you home.
35 years ago, I began a crusade for lower taxes and better accountability in government spending. Together, you and I stopped politicians from balancing budgets on the backs of homeowners and small businesses. With your help, we made the American dream of homeownership stronger than ever. Although I'm leaving office, I will always be your voice. So thank you, because serving as your assessor has been the honor of a lifetime.
Why do I drive a Malibu? Well, how much time do we have? I tend to be a little overprotective, and I think that's why I chose Malibu. It was awarded a top safety pick for 2010. It comes with a better warranty than Camry or Accord, and I like the security of OnStar. I want a car I feel safe in. Chevy Malibu.
Now get 0% financing, $1,500 cash back, and no payments until April on a new Malibu from your Super Chevy dealer.
Now, he's been out for a few games, but tight end David Thomas is a valuable player whose versatility has allowed him to wear many different hats in the Saints offense.
Angie, there's no question. One of the great assets that Dave Thomas possesses is his ability to play multiple positions. He lines up for us at tight end. He can play fullback. He can play on special teams, and he knows how to do all of those positions extremely well. For 2 weeks now, we've missed him, and hopefully we'll have him back this Sunday against Tampa Bay.
I played quarterback when I was young, and then I moved to tight end my junior year of high school, and I've played it ever since. Played on my first team in 7th grade, so that was the first organized football. I always played with my dad, so he taught me a lot about football before I was actually on a team, but I played football pretty much my whole life. Growing up, I really just wanted to play college football. I watched NFL football, but I was a lot more of a college fan and just wanted to make it to Texas. I always wanted to go to the University of Texas, so that was a dream come true when I got there. And after I got there, I realized I had some potential to maybe play in the NFL, so that kind of became the goal, was to make it to the next level. When I was drafted by the Patriots, it was a really exciting feeling because I've always been on successful teams, and I knew I'd have a chance to win a lot of games with New England. But to play for Bill Belichick was really a lot of fun. Learned a lot of football from him, and had a great quarterback in Tom Brady. September 5th, 2009, it was an interesting day. It's the day I got traded here to New Orleans. The next day I was on a flight to New Orleans, and a week later I was playing against Detroit. It's fun to be a tight end in this offense because you just do something different, and I line up in the backfield and run a route from there, or pass block from there, or run block from there, and then I'll be on the line the next play and be split out as a wide receiver, and it's just a lot of fun to try to hone different skill sets and be good at all of them. The thing I like with Drew is that you're always a viable receiver. If you can get open, he's going to find you, and he gets the ball around to all of us, and that's a lot of fun as a receiver to know that on every play, if you run a good route and get open, you've got a chance to get the ball. And he's been a lot of fun to work with because he's so competitive. He always wants to win no matter what it is. He just works really hard. When you see the success he has on Sundays, it doesn't surprise us around here because we know how hard he works, and we know the preparation that goes into that. Jeremy, he's been really good to me since I've been here. When I got here, after I got traded here, it was tough to learn everything kind of on the fly, and he really taught me a lot about what they expect out of the tight ends here, and really taught me. I've learned a lot about playing just the tight end position from him, and he's become a really good friend. Anytime he sees my wife or my kids, he's always hugging on them, and he's just you see him out on the field and you think he's crazy, but he's really a great guy, and I've really enjoyed the friendship we have. Jimmy, I like to think of him like a little brother. We kind of pick on him some, but it's all with love, and he's done a good job for us this year. He comes in every day eager to learn, and he's worked hard, and we've seen a lot of improvement from him from day one during OTAs to now, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, and it's fun to see him getting better every day. There's so many guys that come through the locker room for a few weeks or for a year, and then they're gone, and you become friends with them, and it's just hard not to miss those guys. So that's the thing I've learned more than anything, just not to take this game for granted, because we're not gonna be able to play it forever. So just enjoy every day you're here, even if it's a long 2-day practice. Just to try to have fun and enjoy it, because you never know when you're gonna play your last play.
Up next, Saints linebacker Scott Shanley always knew he was born to play football. It was his parents who had no idea.
My mom and dad really weren't that big into sports. They weren't sport fanatics or anything.
Progress can't be stopped, but it can be driven. Experience the power of progress. Take advantage of exceptional new and certified pre-owned values before January 4th during the Season of Audi event.
Hi, Paul Campo here. Over 75 years ago, my family opened our first stores. A lot has changed since then, but at Campo, some things never will.
You'll still find the latest state-of-the-art appliances, along with trusted home security, flat panel televisions, and home theaters. And we're the only place you'll find our innovative Better Living concept to make your life better, easier, and more affordable.
Better go where generations have gone before you. Better go to Campo.
Campo, better living.
I'm ready to be emancipated. I want to do it.
The miracle in Miami has happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl. Get ready to party with the Lombardi, New Orleans.
Very first World Championship ring, New Orleans Saints.
Lights will guide you home.
Linebacker Scott Shanley grew up in a tiny town in Nebraska where he played 8-man football in high school. He then walked on at the University of Nebraska where he would become a starter for the Huskers.
You know, Angie, I never realized there was 8-man football until I first met Scott Shanley. But not only did he walk on at Nebraska, he was drafted in the 7th round and then later acquired by the Dallas Cowboys. And 1 week before the start of our 2006 season, we had the good fortune of trading for Scott Shanley. He's someone that does a ton for us. He plays in every down, and he's come up the hard way. A lot of times players are drafted very high and are thrown into the lineup. For Scott Shanley, it's really been a good challenge.
My mom and dad really weren't that big into sports. They weren't sport fanatics or anything. And I can remember when I first found out that I loved playing football. I was like 2nd grade. Football is all I wanted to do all the time. I can remember teaching him the game and telling him things and him watching games with me. And he really wasn't into football that much. So it was definitely one of those experiences growing up that my parents allowed me to pursue what my interests were and never really forced me into anything that interests them. I grew up in St. Edward, Nebraska, played 8-man football for St. Edward High School, and it was a very small town, like a little farming community basically, and I had a lot of fun. I mean, I get a lot of questions about 8-man football and what it's like. When I tell people about it, I relate it most to like arena football. I mean, the field is smaller, it's 80 yards long, it's 40 yards wide. You play almost every position. I mean, you play offense, you play defense, you're on all the special teams, so I got to do a lot more things than I probably would have if I would have played at a bigger school. I always had my mind and my heart set on Nebraska. I'll never forget Coach Osborne calling me, and you know, he offered me a chance to walk on for a year. And at that point, I had scholarship offers from various other Big 12 schools, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa State, things like that. And in the end, I thought, you know, what's 1 year of walking on to get to play for the team that I've always wanted to play for? Well, I was a 7th round pick in St. Louis. I was only there for 1 year. I ended up going to Dallas, played in Dallas. I was there for 3 years and played for Coach Bill Parcells. And I learned a lot. You know, to play for a coaching icon and a legend like that was huge at that point in my career. I remember just like it was yesterday when Coach Parcells called me on the phone. It was a day after we had played New Orleans Saints in Shreveport on a Monday night preseason game. And we just got back to Dallas, and he called me and told me that they had made a trade with the New Orleans Saints. And I remember thanking him for it. I mean, because I thought it was going to be a tremendous opportunity. I looked forward to coming here with Coach Payton and being a part of the startup of this organization. And you know, it was incredible. And these 5 years I've been here have been amazing. At linebacker, you get to do so many different things, whether it's coverage, run stopping, blitzing. You have to study your fair amount of film every week just because the game moves so fast. And in our position, having to think so quick, whether it's run or pass, trying to anticipate what they're going to run before they run it is a key part. And there's so many different things that you have to look for on film, whether it be their favorite plays, what part of the field they're running certain plays, how deep is the back, how wide are the receivers, all sorts of different things that you can try to pick up on to give plays away. If you wait to see what it is, you're going to be a step behind. So that anticipation and your confidence in what you're anticipating is key. You know, I had never been a big music guy to get me ready for a game. You know, I go back, when I was in Dallas, I used Dat Wynn, who played middle linebacker there, who was a great linebacker. And I can remember studying him and him watching his pregame routine, and he was very calm. You know, he looked through his playbook. And I've always used that example, and I could just kind of sit in my locker room for the game, look over our defenses, and just try to visualize, you know, the game coming up. You know, at this point in my career, being in my 8th year, I'm not a real outspoken guy where I'm going to lead, you know, with words. I try to show the younger guys how to make it in this league, how to play as long as possible, do the right things the right way, and just try to show them the things that can help them play as long as possible.
For every home game, I give away 2 of my tickets to a true saint. Someone who displays courage and selflessness, and someone who's got the great spirit that we're looking for. And this week's true saint is 23-year-old Charlie Cangelosi of Baton Rouge. On November 6th, Charlie was shot when he ran to the aid of a pregnant woman being robbed. Hearing her cries, Charlie immediately went to her help. But as the robber fled the scene, he opened fire, sending a bullet through Charlie's thumb and his abdomen. After a few weeks in the hospital, Charlie is back at home, where he said that he'd do it all over again. Charlie, thank you for being a hero. Enjoy the Bucs game.
Don't go anywhere. Coach Payton breaks down the final regular season game against the Bucs.
I'm ready to be emancipated. I want to do it.
A miracle in Miami has happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl. Get ready to party with the Lombardi, New Orleans.
Very first World Championship ring, the New Orleans Saints.
Lights will guide you home.
Make the holidays even happier with a great deal on the 34-mile-per-gallon Accord, the #1 selling car in its class. For great leases and low financing, see your Honda dealer during Happy Honda Days.
It starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow, January 1st, 2011, New Year's Day. The sale you don't want to miss. The amazing Rooms to Go January sale, where you get the right price and the right finance offer. Imagine unbeatable savings on every room. Rock bottom prices on tons of clearance items. First time reduced prices on our Ultimate TV packages. Plus, you can finance interest-free until January 2014, 3 years from now. Starting 10 a.m. tomorrow, only at Rooms to Go.
Hey, Coach, tell us about this big, strong quarterback, Josh Freeman. And do you plan on playing the starters the whole game?
That's a good question.
Good question.
Better than Ezra in the midst of a long tour in New Orleans for the next 2 nights, Thursday night, Friday night, New Year's Eve, and we're in the middle of the football season. There's nothing worse right now. Because if a coach or a player shows up at that concert and we lose this game, we will get annihilated by the media. Hope you guys are doing well. I appreciate the question. Josh Freeman is an excellent player who's really come into his own for Tampa Bay. And we're going to look at some clips on this player. One of the unique things about this Buccaneer team, though, at the end of the season, dealing with 8 players, 8 starters on injured reserve, they have still, all season long, gotten better and better, improved each week, and are sitting with 9 wins right now. This is a big game for them as well for us. And a lot of people have asked, are you going to play your starters in this game? Clearly and certainly we are. We've got another game going on at the same time. It obviously is an important game, Atlanta playing host to Carolina. But for us, it's about getting better this final week prior to the playoffs. We don't know if we're going to be seated at the 5 spot and travel, or if we'll have an opportunity to be the 1 seed, and that would depend on the score of the Carolina-Atlanta game. But we're playing our starters, so if you're planning on coming to the game, you'll see our regular guys. But I appreciate the question. Let's get to Josh Freeman and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So here's a simple play. You'll see him off a little play-action pass. He's going to pump the ball to his left, step up in the pocket, and you'll see him escape. And not only does he gain yards, he moves the chains. So when a quarterback can break down your defense by simply scrambling. You can do everything right defensively, and if you don't contain or you get behind the quarterback as a defensive end and all of a sudden you give him an area, this guy will make you pay for it. Here's a snap, though, where we see him flush the pocket and gain more than just 5 yards. It's a first down, and all of a sudden, the defense is staying on the field. Here's an example, though, and people really don't pay enough attention to this, but one of the things the quarterback has to do on third down is kind of handle the protection and make sure all the offensive linemen are on the same page, make sure that this running back's on the same page, and you'll see this running back step up and make sure he hears what Josh is doing in regards to the protection. So mentally, there's a lot asked of this position. A lot of time in the offseason studying tape with Coach Olson and a lot of time studying tape in the game plan each week. So watch this. It's just a simple shotgun third down play, but you'll see the procedure in which he goes to the line of scrimmage. You'll see Drew do the very same thing. The running back goes up with him because of the crowd noise. He wants to hear exactly what Josh is saying in regards to who the line's going to block, because that means the halfback is going to be left with another player. They're in a 7-man protection. They're going to release 3 receivers into the route. But this is a great example of his arm strength and his poise. He stays in the pocket. He's going to get hit on this play and still locates the ball well down the field for one of his prime targets, and it ends up being a huge play for them. So on the road, at home, this is a team playing with a lot of confidence, starting with their quarterback and everyone else around them, including their coaching staff. They've done a great job. That's this week's Payton's Plan.
Coach, I can't believe it's already week 17 of the NFL season, and it's our final regular season game this Sunday.
The season's flown by, and that typically happens if you're having success. Unfortunately, we put ourselves in a position to get into the postseason. We still have work to do. This week's challenge, Sunday versus Tampa Bay, is a big challenge. They're a young team that's playing extremely well. We'll have our hands full in this game.
Well, best of luck to you and the guys this Sunday, Coach. We will see you in the Superdome.
Thank you very much. Have a safe and happy New Year. We'll see you guys soon.
You know, we got some guys on the team that think they're pretty good basketball players.
I'm better than a lot of guys on this team. I'll put it that way. Everybody thinks that they're going to beat me, which that's not going to happen.
I used to consider myself as like Chris Paul, Jason Kidd.
They used to call me Kobe before Kobe was Kobe. I can drive and dish. I can shoot a little bit.
Courtney Roby said he can play, but we kind of doubtful on that one.
I think I started playing basketball at like 5.
My crossover dribble's good.
Tracy Porter says he can play too.
I can dribble, shoot, pass, rebound. I got a little bit of everything. I can also dunk, too.
Everybody thinks they can play basketball. I think I'm better than about 75 to 80% of the guys on the team, though.
Last year, at this moment, we were all filled with anticipation. The New Orleans Saints just might be on that special path, that super special road to rewriting the history books. Turns out they were, and they did. The great moments of that march to the Super Bowl, the big game itself, and the celebration that followed were carefully and beautifully captured by photographer Michael Hebert. Make sure you get your own copy of the new history book while supplies last. World Champs is still available at bookstores, drugstores, and grocery stores near you. But when they're gone, they're gone.